This is the Dallas Morning News. It's Wednesday, September 11th. A mix of sun and clouds in Dallas today with a high of 88. There's about a 25% chance of some rain throughout the day. Cloudy and a bit humid this evening with an overnight low of 69. Here are today's headlines. The Dallas City Council will vote Wednesday to authorize funding for the next phase of deck parks over Interstate 30. City officials have identified locations on Lamar Street and near Old City Park to build deck parks like Klyde Warren Park to bridge the gap between downtown Dallas and southern Dallas. The vote on Wednesday could authorize payments of nearly $42 million from the Convention Center Construction Fund to enter a funding agreement with the Texas Department of Transportation for the deck park on Lamar Street and for the city's portion of building the deck park near Old City Park. Grants to the tune of $31 million for the Old City Park deck cap will also come from the federal government. The money will be used to place caps and abutments over segments of the highway to build deck parks. In other news, an alternative route for a proposed Dallas to Fort Worth high-speed rail project is moving forward with engineering and environmental review after North Central Texas Council of Governments officials discussed it during a public meeting Thursday. The council approved an additional $1.6 million last month to fund a study of the new route, which loops west of downtown. The Dallas City Council approved a resolution in July that opposed the previous alignment, which officials feared could disrupt plans for a new $3 billion convention center and other high-dollar development projects near Reunion Tower. The new route would run parallel to South Riverfront Boulevard, crossing the Jefferson Boulevard and Houston Street viaducts and a portion of Interstate 30 before reaching a federally cleared 7-story station in the Cedars. Next up, of the 13 best new chefs in the United States, 3 are from the same Texas restaurant. That's according to the latest Food and Wine magazine. Jalen Heard, Milne and Jonny White, the co-founders of Goldee's Barbecue in Fort Worth, are best friends and even better pitmasters. Their barbecue restaurant south of Interstate 30 has to be the most prominent smoked meat shop in Texas since the glory days of Franklin Barbecue in Austin. At Goldee's, a band of buddies make the state's best brisket, sausage, and homemade brioche in an unassuming restaurant. Maybe that's why some customers have made the mistake of showing up on a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday looking for barbecue around lunchtime. No way. You'd better get in line by 8 or 9 a.m. or earlier, now that Food and Wine has put it in the national spotlight. Heard, Milne, and White wouldn't brag, but they have worked at the best barbecue joints in Texas, mostly in the Austin area. They moved back to their hometown of Arlington in their mid-20s to open their own place. Maybe it'll work, they thought. Well, the other 10 chefs on Food and Wine's best list have restaurants in Phoenix, New York City, Nashville, Atlanta, Los Angeles, New Orleans, Asheville, North Carolina, and St. Paul, Minnesota. And this Saturday, join millions worldwide as they turn their faces toward the night sky in celebration of the moon. International Observe the Moon Night is a NASA-led event held every September or October when the celestial body is in its first quarter, a phase halfway between a new moon and a full moon. This year, the moon will reach its first quarter today before becoming a full moon next Tuesday. The annual celebration began in 2010 as a way to raise public engagement and awareness around NASA's lunar research and exploration efforts. Hundreds of public and private sites are participating around the world. In North Texas, public events will be held on Saturday at the University of Texas at Arlington's Planetarium and Mesquite ISD's Richard R. Russell Planetarium. The Indian Trail chapter of the Texas Master Naturalist Program is also hosting an event in Midlothian. The first quarter moon will be visible in the sky between when it rises at noon and sets around midnight. It will be at its highest point in the sky around sunset. Thanks for listening. For more on today's stories and for the latest breaking news, visit dallasnews.com. Enjoy your day, and I'll be back tomorrow with more from the Dallas Morning News.